Nerikare. Nerikare was an Egyptian pharaoh of the 13th dynasty during the Second Intermediate Period. According to the Egyptologists Kim Ryholt and Daryl Baker, he was the third king of the dynasty, reigning for a short time in 1796 BC. Alternatively, Jurgen von Beckerath sees Nerikare as the 23rd king of the 13th dynasty, reigning after Sehetep-Kara Intef. Attestations. Nerikare is known primarily from a single stele dated to year 1 of his reign. The stele was published in 1897 but is now lost. In addition, the prenomen of a king who could be Nerikare is attested on a Nile record from Semna near the second cataract of the Nile in Nubia. The record is dated to the first regnal year of this king, whose name was read as Jedfakare by Egyptologists Hintze and Reinecke. Kim Ryholt, however, notes that the prenomen was misread by the discoverers of the record with Gardner's sign G14, representing a vulture, mistaken for the sign G42, representing a duck. Thus, Ryholt and others, such as Daryl Baker, now reads the name as Nerikare. Chronological position. Ryholt points out that known Nile records, which are similar to the one he attributes to Nerikare, all date to the time period from the late 12th to early 13th dynasties. He thus concludes that Nerikare too must have been a king of this time period, since Nerikare does not appear on the Turin canon. Ryholt proposes that he was mentioned in the was lacuna affecting the third king of the dynasty in the Turin canon, column 7, line 6. A was, literally missing lacuna, signals a lacuna in the document from which the Turin canon was copied in Ramesside times. This would establish Nerikare as the third king of the dynasty, although the lacuna might have comprised two kings, and Nerikare could be possibly the fourth ruler, following an unknown king. The duration of the Nerikare's reign is reported as exactly 6 years on the Turin canon. However, Ryholt has shown that this is true for all kings marked as was, and that this figure was likely inserted by the author of the king list in order to avoid chronological gaps. Instead, Ryholt proposes that Nerikare reigned for only 1 year. Furthermore, the existence of a Nile record dated to his first regnal year indicates that he accessed the throne at the beginning of a calendar year, before the season of inundation during which such records were inscribed. Naumann, in his 1997 study of the Second Intermediate Period, Kim Ryholt proposes that Nerikare's Naumann may have been Sobek. This Naumann appears on the 3 seals, which can be dated to the 13th dynasty before Sobekotep III. Since the nomina of all but 2 kings of this period are known, he argues that only Nerikare or Sekemre Kutawi Kawab might have borne this Naumann.